I would like to play one soundbite by a neighbor of yours, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who said the following.
He's destroyed a wonderful country, a country that used to be a breadbasket. It has now become a basket case itself. But I think now, that the world must say, look, you have been responsible with your cohorts. You have been responsible for gross violations, and you are going to face indictment in The Hague unless you step down.
And we'll ask you a question about, you heard what Archbishop Desmond Tutu said.
That's nonsense. It's just devilish talk.
Devilish talk?
Yes.
Do you
he
not...
doesn't know what he's talking about, the little man.
The little man, he's a Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Oh, come on.
He's a liberation fighter too.
What
South
liberation?
Africa.
No, of course. You don't know what his status in the ANC amounts to.
Can I ask you a question about Nelson Mandela?
He's a great man, that one, yes.
Nelson Mandela has got so much of the attention for being the great liberator of Africa.
Yes.
You did it earlier. Do you sometimes wish that you had got as much attention?
President Mandela is President Mandela, and Robert Mgabe is Robert Mgabe. Look at him in his own circumstances, and that's it. If you damn him, well and good. But I know my people have great praise for me. I know African people think very highly of me. And that satisfies me.
It does?
Yes.
Even though you lost these elections?
Which elections?
The last ones.
No, we didn't lose the elections at all.
But that's why you're going into a power-sharing group. Look, we can argue about this, but my question is this. Why is it so difficult to leave power in a reasonable way when you're up, instead of waiting until it gets to this stage?
Not when, you don't leave power when imperialists dictate that you leave.
No imperialists, you were the president.
No. There is regime change. Haven't you heard of a regime change program by Britain and the United States, which is aimed at getting not just Robert Mgabe out of power, but Robert Mgabe and his party out of power? And that naturally means we dig in, remain in our trenches.
Are you going to stand for election again?
That will depend on what I decide to do in the future.
Can you tell us?
No, not now.
Can you imagine running for another election?
I won't tell you that now, I say.
Are you afraid, as some have suggested, that one day you might be indicted by the International Criminal Court?
I don't care about that. The international, what they decide is entirely their own affair. I'm concerned about Zimbabwe, and I'm concerned about the lives of the people of Zimbabwe. And don't forget, it was my party which brought democracy into the country, and not the British. We had to fight the British for democracy, for one man, one person, one vote.
And that's why people are so disappointed in what happened, because you do get the kudos for having brought that.
But that is still the environment.
And yet, this election was so heavily disputed that you have to go into a power-sharing deal.
Elections are...
I guess I want to know why to hang on for so long.
Elections don't go all that smoothly all the time. In many countries, that's the situation. Look at what happens elsewhere. They didn't go smoothly here during the first term, before the first term of office of President Bush. You know what happened in Florida. The 400,000 votes, where did they go? They were stolen by Mr. Bush, and you people said nothing about it.
Well, it was very heavily covered, and there's a dispute about the word stolen, but here's the thing. The power-sharing agreement in Zimbabwe, do you think that that's actually going to be a real power-sharing agreement? I mean, you do control all the heavy-duty ministries, defense, police, mining. Is it going to be real power-sharing? Is it going to get better?
The inclusive government is a real power-sharing arrangement. don't denigrate it.
All right.
We have 14 countries in SADC which are responsible for assisting us in bringing that about, and for assisting us also in making it run.
All right.
And read what they say. Listen to what they say.
All right, Mr. Mgabe. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
That's all we have time for.